Buying an overpriced home in this market may be the best thing that you can do as a home buyer. No, I'm not talking about buying the home at the current list price because currently it's not selling right now. So we're not talking about doing that. But there are other benefits to looking at overpriced homes, especially if you're a buyer who's been looking for the last 3 months, maybe with your buyer's agent. It's really crucial to look at these overpriced homes and look at them as diamond in the rough properties. Because of course, these homes are not bad homes. It's just something going on with the price. There might be other issues that are different from the price. But needless to say, if there is a way to get a good deal or an offer with these overpriced homes, they might be the best type of property that you can get in this market, especially if you're tired of your rent going up yearly and you're ready to lock in your monthly payment. If you're looking to see how you can get a good deal with an overpriced home, let's look at the benefits in today's video. Now, what are the benefits of an overpriced home? You have more motivated sellers who are willing to work with you on your initial offer. When it comes to overpriced homes, sellers are not trying to outbid you on your initial offer because they don't really have any offers currently standing. You might be asking yourself, well, how would I determine as a buyer which sellers are motivated to sell versus others? If a seller of a home that's on the market 30 days or more with no pending escrow, no transaction, they are motivated to sell. Now, when you have a home like this, you might be weary because again, it hasn't sold yet. With these sellers, they're not like the other homes where you've been writing offers on. Maybe these homes are better priced, but other buyers are offering, so it's like multiple offers that you're competing with. Whereas a motivated seller on a home that they have on the market for 30 plus days, they're most likely going to take that initial offer that you're giving them. Unless it's like a super low ball offer where it's under market value, and then they're like, okay, I don't even want to play games. And you can always resubmit another offer if the seller rejects your first offer. But again, if you come in with a at list price or something below the current list price that seller is looking for, as long as it's not over market value, it meets appraisal value, your chances of getting that home with that seller are a lot higher than a home that just went on the market, priced right under market value, because you know that seller is trying to outbid other buyers so they can get an over market value on their home. And it sucks, especially if that happens to you, but that's why this overpriced home method may be the better solution if you have a motivated seller who's willing to work with you. You have more negotiation leverage, especially if you're working with the buyer's agent. A lot of times home buyers think that they just work with the seller agent when they go to an open house. Oh, I'll work with the agent directly that has the home. No, you don't want to do that, because if you're working with the seller agent, they already have an established relationship with their seller. So they're most likely going to favor the seller and not give you the best deal for you when you're writing an offer as a buyer. This is why it's so beneficial to have a buyer's agent, because if you navigate a home that's been 30, 40, 60 days on the market, there's no offer, nothing's going on with the house, this buyer agent that you assign will be able to write up that offer before the escrow starts and will ensure that you get a good deal before the escrow begins. And how do you do that, may you ask? Well, here is how you do it. You would write the offer with your buyer's agent and you would ask for certain terms before moving forward. For example, maybe you want to give the current seller the list price that they have the home on the market for. Let's say it's $500,000. Even though it's been 30, 40 days on the market, I'll give you $500,000. But instead of just that, you're going to ask for a seller credit to help you cover some of your out-of-pocket costs. Yes, you can do that. It's also called a credit towards your closing costs, or a seller credit. Now, instead of just the $500,000, you're going to ask for an additional $10,000 seller credit to cover closing costs or other out-of-pocket expenses. So essentially with this offer, yes, you're giving the seller $500,000 list price, but the net price that they're getting is $490,000 if you're getting that $10,000 in seller credit back for your out-of-pocket costs as a buyer. That seller's more motivated to do this for you versus a seller that has a home right under market value and they know they're gonna get like 5 offers in 3 days. Like, girl, bye. I don't want to be fighting to just get a home and like not get a good deal out of it. No, sorry. You have less buyers to compete with. Going back to the other benefits where you have more negotiation leverage with overpriced homes because there's no other offers, well, there's no real buyers for those homes. So if you have an overpriced home and the main issue is the price, and all you have to do is talk with a buyer agent or one that you trust to get a good deal out of it, well, then this might be the right home for you. You could find a really good home in the neighborhood that you really desire. The home is $700,000, maybe $50,000 over the current market value, but it's been on the market for 45 days. At this point, You probably know as a buyer, even without your agent, that there's really no offer currently going on with that house. There's no buyer, there's nothing really going on with that house. So it's probably good to try to get an offer on that home before a buyer realizes, well, this is a good opportunity to get a good deal. Essentially what I'm saying is be the buyer first to realize that there's a good deal here with this overpriced home. You just have to go through the hoops and the hurdles with the seller and your buyer agent to negotiate a good deal. But be the first buyer to realize that before the other buyer comes in. Because at the end of the day, nobody's going to force you to get the home. And obviously nobody's telling you to just put in an offer and rush it on an overpriced home. But again, if you strategize with yourself, your partner, whoever you're buying the home with, and ideally if you have a buyer's agent, you will be able to realize through negotiation and talking to the seller and the seller agent in a way where it makes sense for both parties, you can come out with closing cost credit, you can come out with a lower price on the purchase. You can do so much for yourself as a home buyer, and especially if you're a first-time home buyer in this market, it's really crucial to have the best deal possible, because obviously you've missed out on other opportunities, but don't miss out on these opportunities to get yourself some money, some support, or the best deal possible in this market.